Hello, all of you beautiful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Data Anomaly Hunter's Scar, Season 1, Episode 7, Hot Pursuit. This is one of our Digimon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. The system is available in open playtest over on our Discord or over on itch.io, so do go take a look at it and let us know what you think. But for now, we'll go ahead and begin with introductions, beginning with Zerda.
I am Zoda the Fox, and I am doing the storytelling today to see what kind of interesting shenanigans people can get up to, and I'm excited to see what we can do today. I'm actually very excited. I think today is going to be really interesting for a lot of people. Over to you, Arcus.
Hey, I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Arcus, the electric basic Charismon, who is hyperactive. Onto the Asher.
I am Razim, and I am playing as Asher, the Labramon, God of Death, Lord of Evil, and all that good stuff. Or evil stuff, whichever you prefer. He is light astral type, and off to the minion.
Hello, y'all. I am IDDoThings, or Ido if you prefer, and I'll be playing Haboku, of the Lucamon, and Necrotic Fire, and minion into the God of Death, Lord of Evil. Oh, that is Asher. On to the Jace.
Hello, I'm Drunk Dragonair, and I'm going to be playing Jace, the Black Gilliman X, that is Mythic Shadow type, and the father of Asher. And apparently Haboku's joined the party. Oh, yay. Go ahead, Kotora.
Hello, everybody. I'm Raharu, and I'll be playing Kotora, the Mystic Fire type Gabumon. And he's in quite the shock since last session. We'll see how that goes. On to you, Tal.
Hello, I'm Tadios, and I'll be playing Riv, the Mythic Water type Vorpamon.
And
generous bestowal.
Oh, well.
Gimund _ tipped $20. Tradition plus tradition equals singularity tradition.
thank you for the tip, Gimund. I really appreciate that. That would be... I don't know, some of the tiers complete. I'll figure it out in a moment. Let's see. Well, Kotora, go for the recap.
Okay, give me a moment. Okay, so we began this session by waking up after sleeping in the little shack that was owned by the what was his Digimon species? Was it a Shellmon?
The Shellmon, yep, at the Shell Shack.
A gleaming
Yeah.
endowment.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Toshima.
tipped $30. Razim contract.
And the sponsor has arrived. Thank you for that tip, Toshime. That is the tip goal fully completed.
Thank you, Toshime.
But yeah, go ahead, Kotora.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, we woke up after sleeping in the shell shack that was owned by the Shellmon that his shell was taken from, and we had over breakfast had a bit of a discussion in the morning about where we're going to go next. We ended up deciding we were going east, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
A generous bestowal.
Oh, it's credit.
IDDoThings tipped $10. Bork tradition from the minion Bork.
Thank you for the tip, Ido.
So while we were having our discussions, the shaman went to it came to Jason asking and asking to follow him because he wanted to show him a secret that apparently him and the other restaurant owners in the town have secret compartments inside of their establishments to hide stuff for. I forgot exactly what the reason the Shelbone gave was, but it was
Bandit raids.
yeah, bandit raids, and he was basically wanted to give Jace like a barrel of old vintage ale, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah, Jace Jace was tempted, but he refused it, saying that he'd rather get his shell back first before getting any reward from it, even if we are like, because people just seem to be pretty grateful that we're attempting to even help the town at all to begin with. A lot of these people seem to be quite hopeless. We need to help them. After that, we as a party went to pick up Ragiri, and he was sleeping in his room inside the flaming main. Kotora went up to pick him up, and he came with us without much fuss, and we started our adventure, and we ended up going to, if I remember correctly, towards where the water supply
Mhm.
that we suspect the corrupted rain is coming from, which turned out to be some sort of water facility that used to run in the town, but was closed down because the main town, the one that the one that that anomaly hunters come from, began supplying water to the town instead. Um, we ended up splitting up slightly while trying to investigate the location. Kotra stayed behind Buragiri and investigated another location, while the others enter an old warehouse. Inside of the warehouse, while everybody was investigating, if I remember correctly, Asher was the first one that discovered it. They ended up discovering an abomination that was basically the amalgamation of most of the people's stolen parts that we have found thus far.
Yeah, and you can show that on screen too if you want, Zim. But it'll come up. You can show up on stream if you want.
Yeah. Asher kind of yelped a little once he found it. It was more of a surprise of seeing that thing. And once Asher found it, combat began, and the party came to Asher to Asher to help him with the abomination. They ended up defeating it pretty quickly. Meanwhile, on the other end, Kotra and Ragi were investigating the other part and found an old newspaper detailing when this facility was closed down because of whole the whole deal that the town made with the main city in the other part of the warehouse, actually. Because while we were investigating while the other party was investigating the one up north, we went south, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Once Regiri and Kotora came out of that part of the warehouse, Kotora ended up spotting somebody that was going inside of a shack that was going inside of a nearby shack that belonged to the facilities. And Ragiri kind of told Kotora that might be his Gamamon a friend, the one that we kind of suspected might be in on the whole bodies being stolen thing. Gregory wanted to investigate the shack while I went to look for the others, but Kotora said that it was better if it was the other way around. So Kotora ended up running off to investigate the shack, while Rigiri went to the location the others went to try and get them. When Kotora arrived at the shack, he found nothing. The shack was there was nowhere inside, and no uh no signs that the thing was disturbed at all. The only thing of note that he found was an out of place photograph that was on a table that was just blank. And considering this whole thing has been about body parts being stolen and photos, Kotora decided to take that on his pocket. Once he tried really hard to see if there was any location where the Gamamon or whoever he spotted had gone, but there was just no sign of him. So he ended up deciding to go towards the rest of the party because they hadn't arrived to him yet. And Kotora went to this north part of the warehouse. And unfortunately for him, he was the first one to spot something very bad. Kotora ended up finding the dead body of Furry that had been stabbed with a knife on his back, with a note saying to basically stop the investigation. And once Kotora was in shock, and he was just standing there for quite a while. The others ended up arriving, so with Arcus first, and then everybody else came in after to investigate what was going on. Asher ended up making an analysis on Regiri and pretty much confirmed that he was dead as his body began to dematerialize. The only thing that was left behind was his coat, which seemed to have not been part of his body. I do believe we kind of left it at that. With oh well, no, there was a few more things. While some people try to follow the data that of the dead of that Reggie was leaving as his body was dematerializing, Asher wasn't really able to get a lead from the dematerialized data, but Haboku ended up finding a scent from the dead Regiri's remain that ended up pointing us towards some mountains to the east, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we kind of resolved that that's probably where the killer went to, or rather resides at.
Yes, because they took Rigiri's ace bag, I believe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they took Regiri's bag with all of his photos. That was something that was also mentioned. His body also had some body parts stolen from him, but he was also just dead as well, and his body was dematerializing to begin with. So we're not exactly sure if his body was stolen or this body was just already decomposing by then.
Yep. And the only thing that's a slight correction is whenever you went to go investigate the paper inside, Wagiri was outside, keeping a watch on the door. He didn't walk inside the building with you. He was on the outside watching to make sure anything either popped out or popped in.
Ah, fair.
So you went in alone for a little bit, and then you investigated the paper, and then came out, and that's when you guys saw the. That's when you saw the guy by the shack.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, unless anybody else has any other correction, I think that's it.
And you are now. I think Riv ended up like not being able to be there at the very end, so I did want to give them a chance to do things involving either the body or the environment before you guys move on.
Yeah, I missed like the last like 15, 20 minutes, unfortunately.
Well,
I called them up, but I want them to give them a chance.
Well, before that, we have fan art.
Oh,
Oh,
From Raijin.
Oh boy.
oh, it's what funny image.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, that is adorable.
That is very adorable.
Thank you,
Idiot.
right then, Pen. Perfectly in character moment for him.
Indeed.
Oh, this is the initiative.
Yep. Very
the trim.
cute, Raijin.
Really is.
But Riv, like I said, there is you kind of. I'll just kind of set the scene a second. You were the last to show up, seeing the body as you were retrieving your headlamp up at the top. At the end, since everyone else seemed to be kind of focused on that, you went up to grab your headlamp, as well as grabbing a few documents from the shelf. But right as you were beginning to look at the documents, that's when you kind of heard all of the commotion downstairs that you could almost feel like something was off.
Okay. So he was able to grab all the stuff, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say your character had no inclination to try to preserve a lock on a shelf. I figured it wouldn't take much for you to probably break that lock in some fashion of some sort to
Yeah, you
get
could.
to the papers.
He could really easily break that lock.
Yeah.
Especially considering, it seems like this place has probably been abandoned for a good.
It's a lock holding it'd be a lock holding a drawer closed in a desk. Not exactly the most secure lock in the world. One more of courtesy.
Yeah.
than
That doesn't exactly
defensive.
seem too stable, you know.
Yep, you can either look at the papers now, or you can go investigate the group, as a pretty few exclamations seem to be happening down below.
Yeah, no, he'd definitely go ahead and just, go ahead and meet back up with the group, especially if there's a commotion going on of some
Yeah.
sort. He wouldn't exactly dawdle if that is indeed the case.
And you show up. I would say that you show up to the point where most of the body is kind of dematerialized at this point. You see Asher holding a blank photograph, along with Haboku holding out a photograph as well, and then Kotora also holding both the dagger and a photograph that he found as well.
Kotora looks very distraught.
Yeah, Rib is gonna blink a couple of times and then go, what happened?
Kotora is just going to look down from him and just say, this is my fault."
That was Ragiri, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was is a good way of putting it, yeah.
we saw somebody sneaking up on the nearby shack earlier, and Regiri kind of surmised that it must have been his Gamamon compatriot. I told him that it might be better if he was the one to um uh, get you guys while I meet up with the Gamamon, and I sent him to fetch you guys. But when I got to the shack, there was no one inside, and there was no like the place pretty much didn't look like anybody had entered. Even though I'm pretty sure I did saw somebody coming to it. There was no sign of anybody coming at all at the outside either. The only thing I found was this blank photo. So I decided to come here, and when I came here, I saw his body.
Okay, did you actually see the Gamamon, or did you just think it was the Gamamon?
I saw somebody coming towards the shack. So there should have been someone there, but there was no one there.
Okay, but you did. I was asking, like, when they were outside, if you saw if they were actually the Gamamon or not, or if it was just that was what you guys thought it was.
Just thought what it was.
Okay. Hey, Kotora, can I see that knife?
Sure. Here, Riv. Kotora is handing him the knife.
Riv is going to look it over in order to see if there's any sort of distinguishing features, maker's marks, things of that nature on the knife.
Go ahead and give me that investigation check with it.
All right, investigation, cool.
Nice.
Every once in a while, you just got to decide to just win. That's going to be a 7.
I don't know. I don't know if you beat the DC.
I don't know. It's going to be a real close one. Oof.
As you begin to investigate this knife, you as you kind of look closer, it seems that if there was a maker mark, as you kind of look at it, it probably looks like it might have been scratched off at some point. The knife itself is more of a dagger than a knife. It definitely does seem very crude, like not something that you would buy in a fancy shop, more something that you would craft to get a job done quickly, but not exactly of high remark. It doesn't look like anything that would be worth anything more than just a few, maybe just even like a few bites here and there. But you'd imagine that it's a pretty low quality knife, and even the maker themselves either didn't feel proud enough to put their mark on it, or didn't even bother either didn't put their mark on it, or just didn't even care to think to.
Okay. And is there anything... Oh. Does it just go down for everyone else?
No, don't tell me
Yeah.
the cutting.
Yeah.
You can keep going. I'll load it back up. It's the cutting right click. There's a right click, and the right click hotkey is just immediately closes the server.
Oh, no.
That's not how it's set up. You gotta select another menu when you right click.
Yeah, I don't know. I fidget with my mouse sometimes and cause things bad to happen. Anyways, continue.
Okay. He's going to double check just to make sure that there's no sort of interesting material composition that would be a giveaway for things or not, or if it's literally just
Yeah. And like I said, you just look at it, and like I said, it seems like someone cheaped out on this knife. It does look like it's made of material from this realm. Oh, not from this realm, but from this area. It doesn't look like it's made of any sort of exotic material from any other kind of area. Matter of fact, if you were to probably spend some time, you would probably see very similar daggers being sold in the shop of the main city. And actually, since you did go, you would have also seen a few of the daggers of more of like the daggers in the training area at the base academy back at the headquarters.
So, just to make sure that I'm getting what you're saying, this seems like something that came from Kinzo.
Yeah, I would say yeah. It looks similar to the metalworking, something that probably would have been made there. At least it was made from the metal. Now, whether Kinzo imports those or not, you're not really sure. As you're not really too sure of the the weaponry marketing, but you've seen these things around a few times.
Yeah. Okay.
So you guys are good to join back in now.
All right, let me do that. Attempting to resolve connection. Oh well. Okay. So he is going to blink a couple of times, look at the rest of the group, and go, hey guys, this is the same metal that they use in Kinzo. This isn't anything that I saw in Shashen.
Well, considering that they keep on getting everything imported from Kinzo, it's not too much of a surprise.
Well, maybe not, but it's still kind of interesting that that's the case.
Looks like a throwaway dagger, honestly. It looks pretty junk to me.
Well, it is. It's just interesting that it's made using Kinzo's metal.
Is it just me, or is anybody else starting to think that this person might be rather a novice?
Maybe.
It feels strange to me that he chose to murder the cameraman instead of taking anything from him, and it also is strange to me that he took all the pieces and made an amalgamation instead of doing anything else.
Well, okay, you were actually able to tell that he didn't have anything taken from him? I kind of got
pretty whole to me.
Well, if I remember, out of character, if I remember, some of his limbs were severed, but we weren't entirely sure if that was part of him being glitched out, or if that was part of his body dematerializing because he was dead.
Whenever you saw the body dematerializing, he didn't seem to have any. He didn't seem to have any like parts stolen from him that you've recognized from some of the others you've seen so far. It's more so that his body seemed to almost have like a glitched aspect to it, where some of that dematerialization kind of almost like flickers in and out a little bit, similar to what you saw with the amalgamation that you fought.
Yeah,
I kind of had that same glitchy vibe.
Yeah, Kotora is going to rub his head for a moment and just say, he didn't seem to have any body parts stolen from him specifically, but while his body was dematerializing, he seemed to be glitching in and out a little bit, just like how their body parts of the other people were looking like.
So in short, we can't say for sure. He was kind of already stabbed when we got here.
Yeah.
We don't really seem to have any sort of trail either, unfortunately, so...
No, wait.
Well, normally I would suggest urgency. What'd you say, Haboku?
They took his bag. I can follow that.
Well, what do you guys think? Do we think we can take this guy on?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to say because I don't know what we're supposed to base that question off of.
Well, we know he's got some sort of stealth move. He was able to get around Kotora, possibly.
Well, Kotora said that he went off to the thing, and he did have a picture gun. We have been kind of theorizing that a bunch of stuff has been going off from the pictures. So maybe they're able to travel through pictures.
I brought something up like that.
Yeah, Arcus said that. Arcus said something like that earlier, and it actually made sense to me.
It's possible.
The whole the whole photos thing seems to be some sort of data transference things. I suppose they could use that for their own data as well. I'm kind of thinking that might be how he ended up getting slipped by, might be because I honestly found no trace of anybody coming there, even though I was pretty sure that there was somebody nearby. And then Rogier never made it to you guys.
So it's hard to say if he's even nearby anymore, because if he can do it once, he might be able to do it again.
Well, Haboku at the very least found a trail thanks to the fact that they stole his photos. We can follow that trail.
I guess haste makes waste.
Okay. Once Rogier's body had completely materialized, then the only thing that was left behind was his coat. Kotora took that coat. You can tell that he's taking this pretty harshly.
All right, Haboku.
Okay, Haboku will more or less guide the party by sniffing around and following the scent as best he can. And I believe from where the last session ended, we kind of ended around the opening to a cave system or some sort.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of go east a little bit, it's not too far out of the way, maybe just a little 1/10 of a mile over to the east. There seems to be a few rolling knolls that seem to be kind of going across the plains. But as you kind of, it's almost something you could completely bypass. But you are able to kind of pinpoint it enough. As you're kind of looking around, you realize that there was just kind of like the air itself is almost trailing something pretty strong. You also have that scent of that chemical smell that comes from the photos, and it also seems to also be mixed in with that scent of Agiri as well. As you'd imagine, that he had a lot of those photos in his bag. Um, you do see what looks to be a kind of hastily covered, though if you were just passing by, you wouldn't think much about it. But you go and you see what looks to be a hastily covered cave entrance, very small, not big enough to fit all of you guys, but not like a huge cave entrance. It's more like a tunnel of sorts that seems to be into the side behind a few bushes. And once you get to there, the smell is much stronger, as the cave doesn't really have a way to dissipate the smell as much. The scent is much stronger coming through the cave.
Demon. Once he's certain, and once he gets to the cave entrance and the smell gets a lot stronger, Haboku will alert everyone. He definitely went here.
Have fun. A hole.
Exploration time.
Let Haboku go first, I think. You're the tankiest of us all, aren't you, Haboku?
If by tanky you mean 90 HP, then I guess so. So,
Well, high physical integrity, high evasion.
yeah, high physical integrity, but high integrity A, but evasion's that too.
I mean, they're still good. We're still starter characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just have a little bit of extra XP, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, Haboku will take the lead.
Do we got a way of doing marching order even? Does it even matter?
In this instance, if you could just say kind of in general where you're going, I would say the cave is big enough for 2 people. As
In the upper right, there is an icon of 3 people. That's the party sheet. If you go in there, there is an order, and that is how you can keep track of marching order.
There we are. I wasn't sure if we were using that.
If you would like to, you can. I would say the cave can fit. As you would go down the tunnel, it would open up a little bit as you kind of go down the initial entrance, and it would fit at least 2 people side by side. Most of the time, I just ask who's going first is the biggest kicker for me. Maybe who's going first and who's going last is usually the kicker. Yeah, you can arrange yourselves.
Oh, never mind. I see.
Yeah.
So Haboku will probably be in the front. Or near the front, I should say.
Yeah. You're leading.
Riv, do you want to be in the back or do you want to be in the center? You and Kotora.
I'm kind of fine with either. I mean, I'm not good in melee, but I can at least, move away from it.
Then maybe stand in the back. And hope we don't get jumped.
I'll watch your backs.
Okay, and Kotora and Riv will be in the back then.
Yep.
Okay. And as you begin to, first off, how are you guys lighting your way in this cave?
I mean, Riv has his headlamp.
You are in the back. Your shadows of everyone else.
Asher is in the front and doing the same thing he did before.
Okay.
Discord light mode blindness, got it.
Yes.
Kotora can emanate flames if needed, but it doesn't seem like that's needed at the moment.
Haboku probably just has his nose on the ground.
Snuffle, 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 snuffle.
As you go through, the tunnel seems to be not exactly like as you go through this tunnel, you realize this tunnel there is almost no way this tunnel could be naturally formed. As you kind of go down, it seems more like a tunnel that was either to transport or at least to get away of some sort, as the tunnel just seems to be almost like a long tube. It seems to have been dug out with an intense purpose, though you're not exactly sure what, as it is about 10 feet wide by 10 feet tall. Though the edge is all rounded, of course, around the top, but the floor itself is perfectly flat. But the tunnel seems to be going down a little bit as you kind of feel yourself going, deeper into the ground, as the tunnel seems to be digging below what would be anything surface level. Through a few twists and turns, the tunnel doesn't seem to split off in any way. And you keep going down. The tunnel goes on for actually almost about half a mile underground. This tunnel is going and taking you somewhere, though you do still pick up that scent as you're going. Whatever's going is definitely not walking, though. You can tell whatever is trying to get away or go the opposite or go the direction you guys are headed. It clearly was in a rush. As you kind of slow down, the smell kind of gets a little bit fainter, and you kind of have to pick up your pace a little bit to be able to keep match with the scent.
Is the scent moving?
It's in the sense of it's kind of like imagine kind of like a cloud as it dissipates. That's kind of imagine like this scent being a cloud, and it lingers in an area. But the longer the area, as longer it lingers there, the fainter it gets.
Ah, okay.
In other words, whoever passed through here is moving really quickly.
And after about half a mile through this cave, you do finally notice the first semblance of something. You look down, and as you're kind of coming up on it, there seems to be an open, some kind of open chest of some sort, some kind of opened box up ahead.
Haboku's gonna give it a bit of a growl and get into a defensive position.
But you said that we see a box.
Yep, it looks like a box with it. It's kind of like some kind of chest of some sort, but the lid is just haphazardly opened and almost like falling, like on like the lid's been opened up all the way, and the lid is basically up against the back. Whatever happened, this was definitely not closed or bothered to be closed.
I don't care. I was about to say it's a mimic.
Yes, if anyone wants to go up to the box, you're more than free.
Well, remembering that he was as advantageous to not I just as split the party, he will look towards everyone else to see what the game plan here is.
The tunnel does continue. The tunnel, just to be clear, the tunnel does continue past the box. The box is just kind of sitting there open in the tunnel, just kind of sitting there halfway through the tunnel.
Is the scent that we're following coming from that box, Haboku, or do you still feel it going further down the tunnel?
You'd feel it going further down the tunnel.
Not from the box. It's a bit further, right?
Well, do you guys think we should open that thing? Because, well, whoever we're following obviously opened it and hastily try and closed it.
Maybe it kind of depends who we think is actually behind this.
Yeah.
Because, well, one of the only people that would really have, I guess, clear motive so far, I think, would probably just be one of the other photographers.
Yeah. We were thinking we saw his Gamamon from earlier, but we weren't entirely sure, and I wasn't able to see anybody. But when
Does anybody got a stick?
What was that?
Does anybody got a stick?
I have quills.
It might be a trap.
That's what I was thinking.
That's also what I was thinking.
But also, if the scent goes on, that means he's getting further away.
We also have a shovel.
All right, the shovel.
We do have a tactical shovel.
Attack shovel.
Give me the shovel. Let me see if I can pop that open without getting too close.
Arcus reaches into his bag and pulls out the shovel.
Take the shovel, do that thing where you reach the best you can without getting too close. Stick it in the opening and flick it open.
I just imagine the Zelda team when Arcus took out the shovel.
the singing, the Halo singing music, just.
What the heck? What? No, stop! As he's whacking the music box.
Close the box. There's silence in the cave once again. As you kind of reach out with the maximum length as you can, you open up the chest with pretty good ease, as you have a decent leverage, a shovel being designed literally with its purpose to provide leverage. As there wasn't really a lock on the chest, you were able to completely open it. And you kind of hear the sounds as the lid of the chest opens completely. There is a sound of hollowness that seems to kind of resonate as the box kind of has that like that emptiness sound to it.
All right, guys, it seems like he grabbed and went. Let's continue. Just peek inside the box to make sure there's nothing really quick.
As you peek inside the box, it looks like there probably was something in there, as there isn't like any dust or anything inside. Whatever was in there has clearly left it. You're not obviously you don't see any scraps of anything. Whatever was in there, it was either small enough to be grabbed and gone, or you're not really too sure what could have been in there. But whatever it is gone now.
All right, Haboku, back to you. Lead the way.
And my shovel back?
Hands the shovel back.
Yay!
To note, like, because he is one of the people in the back and he does actually have a light source, Riv will occasionally, look behind and see if anything is actually going on or not.
Yeah, Kotora is looking behind as well by
Yeah,
using Riv's light.
Yeah, I figured you guys are doing a respectable amount of proper amount of back checking.
Yeah, it's just more to make it known that it's happening.
Yeah, by all means. As you kind of make your way through the cave. You do eventually start to see a little bit of light. As you kind of are able to, it almost seems like it seems like something is blocking the light. But as you get closer, you realize it's kind of a ground. It's not really a staircase, as more as the ground just kind of goes up a little bit. And there seems to be, as you're now looking up, it seems to be some sort of wooden cover that seems to be over this, over where you can only imagine would be the exit to the outdoor world. But it seems like daylight is shining through.
How's the scent at this point? Is it getting stronger or fainter?
The scent has clearly gone through, as you can kind of smell it going through the whatever the exit is here. Though it's still strongest in the cave, only because the scent hasn't had a chance to travel. But you do end up catching that whatever it is still leaving and has clearly gone through that exit. There hasn't really been a divergence of paths yet.
He left you here.
Haboku says this plainly, even though it probably looks like he couldn't have gone anywhere else.
He what?
He went through there.
He points through the wood core hovering.
Wow. Haboku just suddenly talking normally.
He's trying.
He's doing his best.
Yeah, I was just joking.
Well, no reason to hold up.
Is there
Yep, might as
any?
well keep going.
Yeah. But I just wanted to do a perception check to see if there's anything of interest in this room.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me that perception check.
Yeah, gonna go with body instinct perception, if that's okay.
Yeah. Go for it. Okay.
All right, that's two.
As you all kind of looking around, especially, you do see where someone, as you're kind of looking, you look down more than up, and you're able to see that something has climbed out of here. As there's kind of like, where you kind of see that mud slide a little bit, where like you can tell something has like gone through the mud, or you can kind of see like something has tried to push against it. Looking a little bit more closely, you can kind of see the ground where something either heavy or heavier has managed to at least dig themselves at least enough in the mud to be able to climb out, but it is a very clear sign that someone recently has left this area.
Okay, Kotora is going to point that out. It seems that whoever came through here has come here recently, so we might be hot on his trail actually. That's good.
So, should I push the cover up with the shovel?
Probably a good idea.
Okay. And Arcus is gonna use the shovel to push on the cover.
You
to
do.
sort
You
of
hear,
peek
Yeah.
out.
yeah, as you do, you hear the sounds of rustling leaves, though it is in tandem with the lid itself. As you kind of hear like sounds like leaves have probably been covering this entrance. As you kind of push all the way through, you do end up being able to kind of open up the door all the way, and you do find yourself in daylight. And as you peek your head out, you do actually recognize the area a little bit. You seem to be on the road just east of the town, not on the road itself, obviously, but kind of off to the side. It seems like wherever this trapdoor is, it seems to have either lead to the town or very close by to it. As it seems to be covered by some old leaves, and you seem to be out by a tree of sorts out in the field a little bit south of the road.
Guys, we're in the fields.
Wait, is this? Are we okay? Are we by like Shawshed, or are we like where they kind of like
we're
open?
outside of town.
Did we made an entire U-turn somewhere when we were going down this tunnel?
No, I think this tunnel leads here.
I mean, look for yourself.
I mean, assuming the water plant was east of Sasha, and we went west.
We went, yeah. It was east, and then we went west in the tunnel. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep. It was just more about figuring out exactly which one. So just to make sure, we have appeared in basically like with this trapdoor around one of the like crevices that have opened up nearby to Shashen, right?
Yeah, it seems like as everyone would probably get out of the tunnel at this point. I don't think anyone's hiding out in there. You would come out, and a few you would recognize, especially on the way. Maybe some recognize it more than others. You recognize you're just south of the road that you guys took to get to the water plant. And Haboku, as you get out as well, the smell is a lot more dissipated as you are now more in the open air, but it does seem to be directing towards the town itself.
They're in town now. Quick, they might be after someone.
He went back. He went back into the town.
Easiest to hide there.
Yeah, and the note did say that he wanted us to stop the investigation, right? Like whoever it was.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that means that they probably have something to lose if the investigation continues. Because if they were just, going about things, they wouldn't care this much. So they would definitely have something to lose. They went after Ragiri when they had the opportunity. You couldn't tell if he actually had data missing from him or not, but this just looks more and more like it might be one of the photographers.
Yeah.
Rank up. Hold the line. Ooh. This hamlet shall not fall.
DJ Cyber, thank you very much for that raid. Welcome in. You've come into, basically the beginning of our Data Anomaly Hunter Scar campaign. It is one of our Digimon tabletop RPGs. Thank you so much for sharing your community with me. I will be in the chat from here, but I hope you had a fantastic stream.
Welcome in.
I know you said he was already not too much together when he was found, but you said he
his limbs specifically were kind of gone.
Out of character, according to
Um,
Sarah. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, I'll specify a little bit. It wasn't that their arms specifically were any sort of missing. It was more like their entire body was just dematerializing mixed with the glitch itself. Like, it wasn't like any specific parts were stolen. It was just more their body was just glitchy
Okay.
as they dematerialized.
Yeah, because I kind of like heard something about limbs, and then
Yeah, no, that was my bad.
You're good.
Okay.
That was just a mistranslation, is all.
yeah.
In that case, slight redaction there. He's just gonna think for a second, and I assume we're moving while he's thinking.
Yeah.
And he's just going to go, hey, so if we do actually find them, are we gonna confront them in the middle of the town? Because I don't know if that's a really good idea. I don't really know what else to do, but it also doesn't seem like we should start a massive fight in the middle of the town.
We shouldn't, but we're gonna we have to apprehend him somehow. I mean, at the very least, we follow his sense through Reguri's bag that was stolen from him when his body was when he was killed. At the very least, we have a reason to apprehend him whenever we find him.
Hopefully he goes to a warehouse or something where people will be nearby.
Yeah.
Don't we have the authority to do what we need?
Well, it's not about the authority. It's about not wanting to start a fight of someone who could potentially steal data in the middle of a town filled with people. I'm not saying we shouldn't fight. I'm just saying we should probably consider that a little bit first.
No, yeah, Rib is right in that regard. I suppose we have. I guess we should be trying to find him to begin with. If there is anybody nearby, we're just gonna have to tell them to go away.
We also have to consider that this man has murdered once, and he's probably not going to hesitate to do so again.
Yeah, which is why I don't want to fight him if other people are around, but we also kind of just can't let him go free.
Yeah.
The best we can do is tell him to halt or something. I'm not a cop. I don't know how this works.
Are we cops?
I don't know. Are we now?
I will say out of character. It's probably best not to let Haboku get to him first.
This is also, to be fair, that's also a valid question in character, whether you guys are labeled as cops or not.
Yeah.
That is also an in-character discussion you have yet to have.
I don't think we ever actually asked back in what is it? What is the name of the main town again?
Kenzo.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure if we ever asked back in Kenzo if we have any special authority as that anomaly hunters.
Do I need to run back there again?
No, we don't have time for that.
We don't have time for that. We're just gonna have to wing it, sadly.
Yeah. Something. Permission, forgiveness.
We do something, and if it turns out to be the wrong thing, we say sorry, right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
I just don't want people to get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, we should have some authority as investigators at the very least.
We have badges, don't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should put them on our shirts or something.
Kotora does have his badge in a pin on his Garurumon pelt.
That
Is this
maybe I could like put it on my bag strap. That's about. It's kind of hard to fix things to me. That's kind of a ongoing problem.
I didn't
Yeah.
bother. I just kind of put it in my pocket. I guess I better put mine on.
does this work? As it, Arcus has put it on his forehead, basically pinning it to his hair.
As long as it stays.
Haboku's nose has just been pinned randomly on his cloak somewhere.
Yeah. Also, how are we gonna go about trying to find him when we actually get to the city? Since the smell is kind of be dissipating, we're if we try and find him in a group, he might just leap by us. But we can't go one by one. Otherwise we'll end up like Rugiri.
Well, we
Just
are
put-
investigators. We could always say that we wanted to talk to the other photographers around in order to see if they had any pictures that we could use for our investigation.
I say we wait until the scent goes cold and see where we end up. If there's tons of people around, somebody would have seen where he went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just saying in case people ask what we're doing or why we're doing it.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good to me.
And as for the Arcus's badge, he's pinning it to his backpack.
You can do that. As you do get closer, Haboku, you are approaching the city. The smell is getting not exactly that it's getting fainter, it's more so getting mixed with a bunch of other scents. You do find yourself on the east side of town. As custom, which you would have already known at this point, the east side of the town is where a lot of the inns are kept, as that most of them, as the whole city seems to be almost like in a giant strip mall kind of situation where everything's kind of lined up with that centerpiece of the Guardians that you met earlier. But as you do get closer to the city, you are approaching some of the inns that you were visiting earlier, except the Shellmon Shack, which is over by the west side of town. But as you do begin to get into town, the scent itself does get a little bit mingled. And you nose does kind of twitch as you're trying to make out any specific scents. You also do kind of smell a little bit coming from that chemical smell, as you would recognize it from the flaming mane. Only because that is where you guys were previously and where he was been staying. But you aren't able to exactly pick up his bag, as the most you would get from a Giri scent is just the general location of the flaming mane being where he stayed.
Uh,
All right. Just to clarify out of game, it does lead there though, right?
The scent is coming. There is a small trace of the scent coming from the flaming mane that is theirs, but it also is more so the chemical smell that Haboku was smelling. As you're getting closer, as he's trying to very finely tune it, it is essentially that it's less Regiri and more that chemical scent that he was smelling that was outside the east side, or outside the east side of the flaming mane, from where you guys would talked to a gear and he said he was dumping those chemicals out there.
Hmm.
Not to say it's gone cold, just to say it's gone muddled.
Hmm. So those so all that all those chemicals that Regret was dumping besides the flaming man is making this difficult for you, huh, Habaku? Yeah.
This may be a time for
Oh,
a
by the
body
way.
boost.
We'll see. There
What
is
is
still
that?
people walking about the town, by the way. There is still people walking in and out of the town as you approach, and just to make sure it's not like a ghost town or something. Everyone seems to be calmly walking around.
Yeah.
What is body boost again? And
You re-roll 3 dice that are non-success and non-failure. So the 4s and 3s and 2s and all that, you re-roll 3 of them. It uses a boost dice for a session.
okay. this is an investigation to see if he can and try and piece out of the scent and directly. Well, that's a bit polarizing, but let's see where this 10 goes.
10 goes to
So,
10.
Hey,
Hey.
okay.
So now it's
That
a
is
4?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a-
4 for investigation.
It's unfortunately you can't solve that one since you're already body boosting. Oh well.
Yeah. As you're making your way into town, you all try and pick up their scent a little bit. The chemical scent is still strongly there, but you all still picking up like Rigiri scent coming from the Flaming Mane. But you also remember that he's been staying there for a few nights as well.
So is there anything extra that Haboku is finding, or is it just that?
Yeah, like I said, it does seem to be that there is that smell of him still coming from the Flaming Mane.
I mean, we already knew that.
Yeah.
So
That's the best
nothing
he
new.
can. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, there's not much else that he is picking up at the moment. He hasn't picked up a scent of anything else that seems to be connected to Rigiri's scent.
Yep. While Haboku is doing that, because I'm imagining he's like snuffling around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riv is just gonna ask some of the people that are like coming by if anyone has been coming through town, like just a couple of minutes ago, and carrying a bag, and he's gonna give a description of what Rigiri's bag looked like.
Yeah, Kotora is gonna do the same thing actually.
Yeah, as you go around, you go to the actual, you go through the main entrance proper. As you're going to go into the city, you're kind of standing out in front of some of the inns. As you begin to ask around, they mention that they haven't seen anyone with a bag of particular note. People walking up and down obviously seem to have. They mentioned that a few people have backpacks. One person tries to say he saw a bag, but then the person next to them corrects them that it was just a regular backpack. But as you describe it, no one really seems to know anything in specific that you were mentioning.
Have any of you seen a Gamamon recently coming through this way?
Oh, and at that point, they actually nod yes, and they said, "Oh yes, that lovely little. I think he's one of the reporters in town. Yes, I think I saw one of his newspaper articles in the newspaper the other day. He's such a cute little Gamamon. I love him so much." And they seem to kind of fawn over him a little bit, as he is a little bit of a less popular than Rigiri, but his name is part of the newspaper, so people do recognize the name.
Okay, but he did just come through here a couple minutes ago, right?
You see him kind of as you see them, they kind of look back to each other a little bit. So, well, doesn't not really recently, but they did come back into town. I think I see him saw, and one of them mentions that they didn't. It wasn't like within the past few minutes, but I think they saw a Gamemon walking around today. They said that he's one of the reporters, so he's probably staying at one of the inns in town. You should probably check there.
Yeah, do you guys happen to know which inn he likes to frequent, since you pay attention to him at least a little bit?
Well, I guarantee you, he's definitely probably not over at that shell shack. That creature doesn't even have a shell over there. You don't want to go over there. You might catch something.
Okay, but that wasn't what I was asking. Please, we're kind of trying to find him because we're trying to do a whole investigation thing.
Kind of thing. Well, the moment then you kind of see him looking to. Well, I guess the main two inns that are kind of left up in town is that Flaming Mane and that Icemon, and the one that they're leading. What was that name of that? And they seem to be trying to recall the name of the Ice Inn, but they can't seem to recall it. Those are the two main ones that are in town. Anyone's been going through those two.
Okay, thanks for your help. And he's gonna run back to the group, or like, just
Yeah.
he probably hasn't wandered far at all, and just be like, and just start sharing the information, and bring up that maybe they should check out the Flaming Man and ask the bartender, because the bartender did say that they were going to be watching who goes upstairs.
Oh, that is true. Maybe if Actually, now that I think about it, maybe if he is, maybe he realized that we may be tracking Regiri said it may have just gone to the Flaming Man to try and distract us from it because Regiri was in there in the first place. I guess we
I
should
mean,
check
maybe,
that.
but that also means that they know we have a scent tracker, and I don't know if they know that yet.
That is true. I'm just saying that it might be the case. Either way, checking there is a good idea regardless.
All right. And Riv will start heading in that direction if anyone else wants to come with.
Arcus will follow, because exploration.
Kotora coming too.
Haboku will as well, albeit he's growling a bit as he rubs his nose.
Don't split the party.
What did you say there, Jace?
I said don't split the party. I think we're all going.
Yeah.
So they mentioned the two things, the Flaming Mane, and by the way, for above the tables, you guys already know this in character, but the name of the Icemon's Inn is Ice on the Rocks.
Thanks for the reminder. I actually forgot what it was called.
Yeah, in character, you guys would know it's Ice on the Rocks.
Yeah, we actually went there, and Haboku got his tongue stuck. Went there for a moment. But we're going to the Flaming Main first, just to check.
Yep. First, Riv will look around real quick to make sure that they aren't like just sitting at a table or something.
As you go inside the Flaming Mane, there doesn't seem to be a Gamon anywhere in sight. You could even like looking, you don't see anything that would fit the descriptor of them, at least inside this inn.
Yeah. Well, he's looking for a Gamma, but he's also specifically trying to see if anyone has Rigiri's bag. Because I don't know for sure that it's a Gamma, that's just the suspicion, but we know they have Rigiri's bag.
You don't see any bags of any sort that seem to be a description of Rigiri's. The Flaming Mane owner does wave you just in general greeting, but they do just wave at you, just to let you know that they are acknowledging you. Yep. But they do seem to be busy taking care of everything.
By the way, just out of game, does anyone else want to handle this, or you just want me to keep?
I can go up to there.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just didn't want to take up all the investigation time with the talking to people.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, while Rib is looking around to see if anybody is if the Gamamon or any of the other reporters are there, or if anybody has Rigiri's bag, Kotora will go up to the clerk and ask him, hey, sir, has anybody gone up the stairs since we last saw you?
He kind of thinks, well, only a few people that have rooms here. No one that didn't have a room here hasn't gone up there. He kind of thinks a little bit. Yeah, no one other than people who've bought and paid rooms. A few people came down today, but everyone that goes up those stairs have paid for the room.
I see. Was any of those that pay for a room a Gammon by any chance?
Gammon? I think I've seen him in here once or twice taking a drink. I think he was talking with some others, reporter type if I'm not mistaken, but he hasn't been staying here. I check over one of the other inns in town. He probably stays here somewhat, but he wasn't from here originally, so I'm sure he's staying in one of these inns, but hasn't come over to here.
Okay, so have you seen him today, or just you saw him in general at some other point?
I think some customers were talking about one of the reporters in town about how they got one of the interviews from one of the prized reporters, so he's probably somewhere kicking around town. I think he's also trying to help with that investigation of yours.
Okay, thank you.
He kind of gives you a nod as he's kind of filling up some of the drinks of others.
Yeah, Kotora is going back to him to relay this information and relate it to everybody else as well. Okay, he doesn't seem like he's been here exactly today, but he has been here before, and he might just be staying in another of the inns.
Okay.
Apparently, he has been talked about it recently today, though.
Okay, hey guys, is it okay if I go and check to see if Rogeri's room has been touched? He did have photos that were, being developed there.
Let's all stay together.
Yeah, no, we can't do that. We can't like go alone. If we want to check it out, at least two of us should go.
Okay, so do we think that that's important enough to check, or do we just want to leave it?
Probably should check. Didn't
Yeah.
Rogeri say he was leaving some photos in there?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was still developing some photos in there, so I want to make sure that at least those, because even if nothing else, we can at least grab those photos. And I kind of don't care if they're ruined or not. They just kind of need to make sure that they're not in their hands.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Should we maybe ask the clerk for his room key? I'm not entirely sure how to bring that up.
I will say it is a safe assumption to assume their door is locked. That would be a safe assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well,
Yeah. The Kotora is legitimately asking in character, should we ask for his room key? Or how do we even ask for that?
I mean, we could just break the lock, but I prefer not to do that.
The sad keep.
What about the badge?
Oh, both to my luck.
But yeah, no. Riv would be in support of asking for the key. Is anyone against that?
Oh yeah. By the way, this is something I haven't mentioned. I did say that Kotora did put on Rogeri's coat when we left, but since they got in town, he has taken it off and put it inside his backpack. He's not flaunting that. He's not flaunting that he has it right now.
That's probably that would probably be a really bad idea.
Yeah.
Go for it, Riv. We got the badge. All right. In that case, Riv will ask for the for Rogeri's room key from the innkeeper, and just go. Hey, we needed to check his room for something. It's kind of important. Investigation stuff. Hurry, please.
He kind of looks at you a little bit, like a little bit curiously at first. It says, "If I recall, you guys are from the city, right?"
Yeah. We're part of the Data Anomaly Hunters. We're kind of in a rush. Sorry about the her whole dropping it just unexpectedly and asking for the room key.
He just kind of looks a little bit. And if Rogeri shows up and asks me why I'm letting people into his room, what am I supposed to say to him?
Tell him that we came to make sure that we secured the pictures, because the pictures being left around right now like that are kind of dangerous. Someone has the ability to manipulate things through them, which is why we're running here really quickly to secure them.
He kind of gives a loud exasperated sigh. He kind of gives you a long look first, but after kind of just trying to just guess out any kind of motivation, he kind of sighs for a bit. This town's going to ruin, and well, I'm not exactly gonna try stopping this, so he'll kind of sigh and give you one of the spare keys. Now he looks you very dead in the eye and says, "This is one of the only spare keys I have to that room. Please, just return it whenever you're done. If he has one key, I don't want to lose more keys to that room."
Okay, I will make sure to return it to you.
Around here.
I promise I'll return it. Thank you.
He gives you a nod.
And he's gonna grab that and immediately start running upstairs.
Kotora is running behind him.
Arcus is following, because...
Ooh,
Adventure.
adventure.
Also, also something that Claire mentioned that Kotora is gonna whisper to the others. Huh? He said that one of the few spare keys for the room and the Regiri should have his own. That mean that his key was probably in his bag. Hopefully, whoever has it hasn't come here yet.
If they are, I'm going to ask him like a list for everyone who's gone upstairs recently.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, Haboku, you are still sniffing around. You can give me an additional investigation check while I check in with them.
Okay.
And how's Asher and Jace doing? Haven't checked in with you guys in a while.
I'm falling upstairs, so
Ooh.
Haboku is sniffing with passion.
Yeah, don't have much else to do but just follow along.
That is a 5.
Okay. That is a 5. As you are going, and I'll say just for this, Haboku, you do pick up that scent of a Giri in the room, but it does seem to be, as you guys know that you were here just this morning, it does seem to be faded itself, but that scent is still just slightly lingered in the air as he has been here today. But you're not picking up any new scents of him. As in, whatever scent is here is whatever has been left over. It's not like any stronger scent. So you would at least be able to guess that at least anything of Rugiri's hasn't come through here today, or at least in this room.
Yeah, there's nothing
And
unfamiliar. There's no unfamiliar scent and that's entered the room.
yeah, it doesn't smell like any of those familiar scents have entered this room. And as for the rest of you guys, as you open up the door to Rugiri's room, you all met with that very pungent scent of the chemicals, especially with as you kind of tried to open up the door, like I said, the smell does kind of waft to you immediately. And who is stepping in first?
Probably Riv because he had the key.
Yeah. And Kotora is behind him.
As you go in
Arcus
the-
would be behind him.
I guess
Okay.
Asher will stay in the hall.
As you go in the
We'll sit no-
room, as you go in the room, you realize that you look around. All of the pictures from the room that were there seem to be gone. You don't remember really seeing the room before you guys left, but all of the pictures in the room seem to be gone. As well as you look around, it seems that all the things that are left in the room seem to be more almost just like the bedding and things. There is still some of that chemical solution that is left behind, but even looking in the chemical solution, it looks like there isn't any extra photographs. The whole place seems, of any personal effects outside of that liquid itself, seem to be gone.
Crap, they did get here before us.
Yep. Upon seeing this, Riv is instantly running back down to talk to the barkeep.
Yeah, and again, Kotora is going right behind him.
Arcus
As
would
you-
like to.
Go ahead.
Arcus would really like to poke around, but he knows being alone right now is a bad idea, so he's going to follow them.
Okay, and as you follow down, you make your way down the stairs. Haboku is still kind of sniffing around a little bit in the room, but you do make your way downstairs perfectly fine.
And Riv is I'm imagining this is like, a bar with like stools and all that.
Yeah.
Basically just gonna fly up onto one of the stools really quickly in order to get the barkeep's attention.
Mhm.
And
He
put the
comes over
key
with a sigh.
put the key back down immediately and go, okay, I need a list of everyone who's gone upstairs in the past little while. Like hour or so? Maybe an hour. Hour is a good time.
He kind
Half
of
an hour to
blinks
an
a
hour.
little bit. He kind of blinks a little bit and thinks, "Oh, there hasn't been too many people coming up and down that stairs. It's midday by now." He kind of gestures out the door with his thumb a little bit. It's midday, and people haven't gone up and down those stairs really outside of you guys. It hasn't really had a need to. My business mostly stays in the morning when people are leaving and at night when people are coming, but no one's coming down those stairs at least in the past few minutes or so. I've been busy serving drinks all day, but outside of like the 1 or 2 people that may have gone up there, but they've been in the inn all day long.
So you weren't actually watching the stairs very well.
Kind of scowls at you a little bit. I know the people that come in and out of here. I know my bar. This is my inn. I'm familiar with what goes up and down those stairs, and I can tell you that no one's been up and down those stairs for the past while.
Okay, because there's a problem, and that's Ragiri's room has been robbed already.
Yeah, but okay, so maybe not anybody that has gone up and down the stairs. Anybody that has just gone up the stairs.
Yeah, because he could have left through the window or something. So
Yeah, I think no, nobody's been up and down in a while. Maybe this morning, whenever y'all were heading out and things, people come down during the normal rush. But if you're talking within the last hour or so, it's been quiet. People been serving drinks here. People leaving, head up and down the road, but nobody's been up and down those stairs in the past hour. Maybe Wagiri took that stuff with him whenever he was going with you guys.
No,
they were developing photos.
Yeah, he explicitly left it behind. He told us.
Did you see the room before he left?
We didn't went inside the room, but he still told us that he left it there. So
He kind of looks. Well, then I'm not one to call a patron any sort of liar, but whatever he has, if a reporter has their secrets, I'm not one to judge one for the secrets.
it's not. But this is not about the secrets. The photos of his rooms are not there. We just want to know if anybody has gone up and hasn't and whether they have come down or not doesn't matter. If anybody has gone up to where they could have gone inside Regira's room, we want to know, because at the moment we need to find whoever that is.
Yeah, it says no. Like I said, it's been quiet down here. As he kind of points, you see a mostly empty inn. The people have mostly filtered out. A few left over from the morning, but he says people have only come down today. Well, yeah, and people mostly only come down today. No one's really gone up, especially not in the past hour.
Okay. Well, at least thank you for keeping an eye then.
I want to get this town back to safety as much as the rest of you guys. I got an inn to run here.
Yeah. Sorry for taking your time. We're in a bit of a hurry ourselves.
He kind of gives you a nod. He just looks. We do what we have to do to keep going. So you guys do what you gotta do to keep going with your going, and I gotta do what I gotta do to keep this inn running.
Yeah. I guess we're going back. I guess we're going back to the group, and well, Kotora is going to relay. Okay. Unfortunately, the barkeep hasn't really seen anybody go up to where they could have gone to Regira's room in the time that we've been gone, according to him. But then again, if we are assuming that whoever is doing this has the ability to teleport, they could have used that for that. We have to assume that they can't do it all the time, otherwise they wouldn't need the tunnel that they use for the town. But at the same time, it was probably something that they did to not leave a scent when they took his photos in there.
Did we tell people about tunnel?
I don't think it'd be a bad idea, but I think right now we need people focused on actually trying to find the person. And if we tell them about the tunnel, they're going to be focusing on that a lot. Also, I think we should probably go to one of the other inns and see if the gamer man was staying there, because even if it's not perfect, he's still our lead suspect.
Yeah, we should.
So let's hurry. Go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So Haboku, please don't lick the pillar this time.
Haboku looks sad, but nods.
Okay, so you
Well-
guys, what inn are you going to? Actually, go ahead, Asher.
Well, Asher never went downstairs with them. He's investigating the room.
Go ahead.
We just agreed we'd all stay together.
I'd imagine Jace is with it. Go ahead,
Well,
Asher. What would you like to look at?
Yeah, they could have been doing that while we were talking with the clerks. So just go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not like I've had many opportunities to get a word in edgewise with you two going on and on and on.
I literally offered if anyone else wanted to talk.
You're good, Asher. You can have as much time as you want, Asher. I'd love some extra input on everything.
Because the way I understand the series of events here, they ran in, saw nothing was there, and ran back out. Generally, an investigation needs a bit more looking. So Asher is going to be looking throughout the room, specifically looking in any, like under the bed, in any cabinets or drawers, and as well, he'll be checking the windows, both in the room as well as on the floor.
I mean, Arcus wanted to look too, didn't he?
Arcus did want to look, but he ran with them.
Well, yeah, because
August
no
ran
one else
away.
was up there with him at the time in the room.
Yeah, Asher, give me an investigation check.
Yeah, and honestly, this is not a bad idea. We just kind of went in and saw the photos gone, and we wanted to see if the barkeep has seen anybody go up and not go down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got a lot more detail than that, but yeah.
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 Go ahead, Asher. Doing good?
Nice.
Doing really good?
Very
as
nice.
As you begin to investigate the room and look around everything, you kind of, as you also, because you also not as scent. I don't think you're as scent focused as Haboku, but you would also try to pick up any additional smells that may have been in the room recently. As you are investigating the room, you're looking in to see, and one of the things that kind of sticks out as a little bit odd is it's not just the photographs that are gone. It also seems to be like, as you open up some of the drawers, as you open up some of the things, nothing seems like it was like ransacked. Like nothing seems like it was thrown about, or it was something where you can imagine where the clothes or something were strung about. It seems like everything was just neatly taken. The bed itself is unmade. Probably not. You can probably guess that he's probably not making the bed, but also any sort of like personal effects also seem to be gone from the room. Something that you would probably imagine in a regular bag was also just seems to be gone. It's like they took everything from the room, not just the photo. It's not just the photos missing, but any sort of supplies or any kind of camera supplies. You were listening to Agiri talk about his photo development process. All of that seems to be gone. Any trace of Agiri seems to be completely gone from this room. Anything that you would imagine would be personal effects. The only thing that you really see left in the room is just the pillows, the covers, some sheets, and just some general things regarding the inn.
Is Jace with Asher, or did he go downstairs with the rest?
If Asher's up there alone, he's gonna stay up there.
Yeah.
I think there's something else going on here.
What makes you say that, bud?
Like, there's no signs that it was ransacked, and I'm not even certain this is the right room. Like, it doesn't look like anybody was in here at all.
This is the same room as it was before, right?
There is still the thing that was causing the red light does seem to be gone. There is still a vat of that almost that chemical smelling like chemicals that still is lingering in the room itself. It doesn't. There is a pot. There is kind of like a pot in one of the corners that does have that liquid that was kind of like that excess liquid that you'd imagine he was dumping outside. It is still in the corner of the room. It doesn't look like it's been cleaned. It just looks like anything of value has already been taken from this room.
You sure about that, bud?
Well, okay, like, what I mean is, they took their time to clean this room out. Or somebody did. And if it's not the one that we're chasing, because they would not have had the time to do that.
Are you thinking it's more than one person?
I think this innkeeper might be partially to blame because this inn is the least damaged out of all of the ones in the town. And if not him, then somebody is to blame here. There's got to be more than one. Because the one we chased did not have the time to clean this out this well. Not without making a mess out of everything.
We'll bring it up after we leave the hotel. We should probably not talk about this in the hallway just in case.
I'd imagine you talk about it in the room, but yeah.
It was too neatly done. For somebody that we literally saw. We literally, they killed Rigiri like 5 minutes ago? Or however long it was.
Yeah.
Insert time.
Well, we had to go through the entire tunnel.
Yeah.
So like,
A few hours ago at most.
Yeah. I'd say like 2 hours ago at best.
But we were right
Yeah,
on his tail the entire time.
Yeah, it's a small walk back to the town. I would say maybe an hour. If you're rushing, I would say you'd probably get back to the town in an hour from when everything happened.
But either way, the point is, there's no
Yeah.
way the guy could have had the time to clean it out this neatly.
Even if he could teleport.
Yeah, because it would have taken time. And clearly, if the innkeeper was paying attention, and he probably should have picked up something was off.
And this is the only other key, so we'll bring it up to the party bud when we're leaving. Or after we're out of the hotel, okay?
Yeah.
He'll nod and kind of do that one quick glance around the room again before heading back out. Was there anything notable about the windows, by the way?
I had mentioned there was actually no windows in the room. At least in that room in particular, there was
Well,
no windows.
he also
no,
checked
we know
the...
we know there's one window.
Yeah, the only window's at the end of the hallway, where the end of the hallway window.
I did mention that Asher was also investigating the windows on the floor.
Yeah, I'll say the window doesn't have. Like, you look at the window, there doesn't appear like any sort of like there doesn't seem to appear any damage, or it doesn't seem like it was entered or exited. But it is just a window. Nothing seems abnormal about it.
Okay. It was just one thing that he made sure to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise he's good to head back downstairs then.
Down we go.
Yes, Ido, that is another thing that Asher is considering. But I think I discussed that with somebody else already. I forget who. I think it was Raharu.
That was like that was like going into this like, you know, one of my third string theories.
Yeah.
I have like 7 of them that I'm currently trying to work through and eliminate.
So
technically speaking, it's down to like 5 now.
Yeah. By the way, Rip did give him back the key, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
he gave him back the key. He took the
Because,
key.
yeah, there wasn't really a reason to keep it.
Yeah. And I imagine now that we're out, Asher has told us his discovery. And we're probably heading to the icy restaurant, the icy inn now.
Yeah.
Since that was
Before we go,
Go ahead, Asher.
while I understand that time is of the essence here, we also got to make sure that we're thorough. Because you guys kind of miss that note, rushing about, and we're going to miss a lot of things if we just keep rushing blindly into this. Like
Wait, what
signs of
now?
a trap. The fact that the room was, very neatly cleaned out?
Well, yeah, but the group wasn't going anywhere. We're trying to see if we can't find someone that's trying to leave. I'm not saying we don't go back to these places. I'm just trying to. If there is someone that we're chasing, the whole thing that Jace was talking about, being hasty with it, so that way we can catch them.
It was good of you to investigate about what we were talking to the barkeep though. Thank you.
Yeah,
Asher.
I mean we just need to hurry to make sure that the guy can't get away that we're chasing.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest, at this point, I think he's got an advantage on us and a head start.
Yeah.
I'm not sure rushing at this point is going to serve any purpose now that we've lost his scent and his trail. Especially since nobody's seen him.
We have 2 inns that we can check through still.
Yeah, and apparently he has been seen in town. The barkeep did tell me that he had seen him a few times in the last few days, and some people told us earlier that they have seen him walking around today, if I remember correctly.
I'm just saying we need to slow down.
I'm saying that we need to keep going fast to try and see if we can't catch them before we leave, and then if we can't, we can slowly go back through everything and make sure to form, get as much information as possible. I just don't want to, let them leave because we wanted to take it slow.
This is also a really good duality.
Yeah.
It's not about being slow, it's about being thorough. Yes, we could come back.
Thorough involves time investment. You're talking about investing more time into this specifically. I just want to quickly look through the inns.
It's mostly because we're trying to look for someone that could leave at any time.
And there's also someone that could be setting up a trap for you.
If Asher is not actually walking, Riv would have been trying to leave this entire time.
You can walk and talk.
Well, I'm just saying if Asher isn't.
Yeah.
Because he's, doing the whole saying the slow down thing, so I don't know if he'd actually be hurrying to the next area.
He would not be hurrying.
All right, well, Riv is hurrying.
Kotora is going right behind him. He's not leaving Riv behind.
Yeah. I'll say the Iceland isn't too far ahead. Also, yes, Arcus, are you running fast or taking it slow?
Yeah, how I said.
For what? For once, he's actually conflicted about. There might be speed ups and then slowdowns and then speed ups and then slowdowns.
This is running between the 2 groups.
What's Haboku do? Is Haboku catching side by side with Kotora and Riv, or are they more taking it slow with Asher and Jace?
I'd say he'd be moving at a somewhat slower pace. He would probably be doing that the whole time as he's been sniffing around. I'm trying his best to see if he can pick up anything really.
I will say, Riv and Kotora, you would be the first to get to the Ice Inn, as the Ice Inn is the closest, mostly because the Shellmon Inn is at the other side of town.
Yeah. And also, this was the other one that was listed as more likely for the person to be at.
Yeah.
As you go inside the Icemon Inn, you do feel a little bit at home here. It is a very chilled area. You can tell that this area is very much themed around the snow town up into the north. So there is almost a very cool chill to the air itself. As you're looking around the inn, it still seems to have things that have been glitched. Nothing seems to be getting worse than the inn. It seems to be pretty much what you remembered it the other day. As you look around at the few patrons, you see the Icemon bringing some drinks back and forth, mostly kind of keeping at the bar. But at a table off to the corner, you see what looks to be a Gamamon in a little reporter's hat that seems to be interviewing someone.
All right, he's not going to interrupt it right away, but he is going to go to the Icemon and ask how long that interview's been going on.
Okay, you kind of see the Iceman rub his head a little bit as he kind of tries to think. You kind of see him almost kind of knocking on his head a little bit, trying to laugh a little bit as he's trying to think. Well, I think yeah, he's been staying here. Well, he was staying here. He left for a few days, but I think he's back now, and I think he's been over there interviewing for a few minutes now. I think he popped in or something about not too long ago. I'm trying to think, and he kind of thinks maybe that interview itself. I think he's been interviewing people a few times today.
Okay. Did he come in here with a bag, by the way?
Yeah, his little backpack over there, and you see what looks to be a backpack on the ground by the Gamamon. But it is not Ragiri's backpack. It is a backpack more attuned to his size in specific.
Okay.
Okay.
So you said the interview he just started a couple of minutes ago. Has he been in here long? I know you said he was a little bit in and out today.
Okay, you guys see them rubbing their head. They seem to they just seem to try to remember, and you almost see them kind of like straining to remember. But I'm sorry, darling, my head's just been so fuzzy lately, and they seem to almost be struggling to remember something, but they just can't seem to remember.
Okay, well, thank you for your help.
You'd also
What
remember that
Digimon was it?
this is the Icemon. You do remember that in the amalgamation, the head of the amalgamation was indeed the Icemon.
Yeah. Which is why he's not surprised that that they're having memory issues. He just figured that he would try them first before talking to some of the other patrons to try and get similar information.
She does
Yeah.
apologize profusely for not being able to remember.
Kotora is gonna go up to Rib. How should we approach this? We also need to wait for the others.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna keep asking around a little bit just to see if anyone can give me an actual time frame of how long he's been here.
Not a bad idea. Yeah.
As you're asking around, I'll say the other group does come into the inn. All of you, as you each come into the room, obviously taking what would be a good scanning glance. The rest of you would see Riv and Kotora talking to some other patrons, and you'd also see the Gamamon that seems to be almost kind of laughing and talking.
Give me
a
one
little bit
sec.
with the. Yeah, go
Need to
ahead.
reset audio thing real quick.
Oh,
Okay.
you're good. Do you need all of us to stop? I'm gonna let him reset that a second. I love the tactical shovel.
Double moment. Let's go.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Welcome back.
The rest of you would go into the bar. You would see the Gamamon just talking with one of the other patrons. He seems to be kind of laughing a little bit and talking, though he does have a little notepad in front of him that he does seem to be writing into. As you see Kotora and Riv like also trying to talk to the other patrons. Though there isn't too many in the bar itself, as this is the lesser popular bar. There isn't that many people in here, maybe about 10 people in total, including the Icemon, the Gamamon, and the person he's reporting. So there's only about 7 others in the room. But as you would ask Riv and Kotora, you kind of ask around. They said that the Gamamon's been here for at least a few bits today. They said that one of them claims to just came in 15 minutes ago or so, and he's been here ever since. One of them complains that he's been trying to interview people all day and interrupting him trying to have a nice drink, as he does seem to get loud at times. But they seem to be indicating that he's been here for more than an hour at least.
All right, and he's getting like at least a couple of people that are estimating that he's been here longer than an hour.
You get one that definitely says that he's definitely been here more than an hour, as he's trying to remember. But I will say, they all kind of look around. The Gimund is also kind of looking around as well, as they're all new people, but he seems to be really focused on doing whatever he is reporting with this one Digimon.
Understandable.
What is the Digimon he's interviewing?
Let us see. He seems to be interviewing. Yeah, I have a. Here we go. He seems to be interviewing a Gomamon. I will have to put that in chat, but it is a Gamamon, I think it's pronounced.
Gamamon, the one that the one looks like a little seal.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
that looks like a little seal. You'd imagine that he's being kind of water type. You'd imagine they'd probably find a pretty comfortable place in a place full of ice.
Yeah.
All right. So they have gotten one person, but does anyone else like corroborate that or?
A few of them kind of say they mostly being in an inn, people are coming in and out. So no one's been kind of sitting here for longer than an hour, except maybe maybe the one person who told you said that they've been sitting here. But it is an inn, so people are kind of in and out a lot.
Fair. Just wanted to see if there was corroboration there.
Yeah. No one seems to claim anything more than a few hours, but there is one person that says they've been here for all morning and all afternoon, and he's been here all afternoon, which is about an hour and a half.
All right. While he's asking people, he will still be asking if, obviously, if anyone has seen someone walking around with, description of Ragiri's bag.
And they all try to think of it in the bag, and they don't seem to recognize the bag at all. And
I
everyone else
think
is
we
now
might have
inside
hit a dead end.
Go ahead. Welcome back.
All right. As the others do come in, because I don't know how long it really take. Rib will fill them in on the things you managed to ask, get answers to, and basically say that there's alibi exonerating the Gamamon from being the one. Although obviously we should still question him because he was at the lake.
Or at least Ragiri and Kotora assumed that it was him.
Well, no, because we knew that he went to the lake for a couple of days.
That's true. Yeah.
So he was over there.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait until he's done doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say about, if you're respectfully waiting, about 10 minutes have passed, and at that point you see them kind of clasping hands a little bit. The Icemon tries to bring you guys drinks here and there, but anyone who wants to accept it can, but they'll eventually the Gamamon will end up finishing up what they're doing, and then you'll see the Gamamon kind of they're kind of still left at the table as they're still kind of writing some notes. You see them kind of looking down at their paper and back again. So they seem to be just kind of reviewing whatever they just had. But they all landed at a table.
Shallst we?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Big group of people just comes down and sits at his table. This is not intimidating at all.
Oh yes, I'm sure that Riv is looking very intimidating right now. So
Very
intimidating. With those half moon glasses, I mean, come on, who wouldn't be quaking in fear?
Indeed.
Jace might be intimidating. He looks tired and done with everything almost always, so.
Haboku is probably still walking around sniffing, and so he's probably not paying too much attention.
Sniff, sniff, sniff.
He's in hyperfixation mode.
As you sit down at the table, you see him kind of writing some notes down. As they kind of looks like they give you they give you kind of like a nod as if you're just sitting down to take a drink, though they don't seem to be paying any particular mind to you all.
Do you got a moment?
You gotta say, "Oh, sure, one moment, one moment, one moment," and you kind of see him just finishing up like a sentence as they seem to writing up. There we go. There we go. Hi, 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 hi.
Hello, we had some questions for you, if that's okay.
You see them kind of laugh a little bit. Usually that's supposed to be my job. Hi, I'm Kawa. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Hello, I'm Jace. This is Riv. Over there is Haboku, the one sniffing around. This one's Asher, and this one's Arcus. And that's Kotora.
Kotora waves.
Yep, Red would wave too.
So we're
What is
doing
the
a little bit
question?
of investigation. We had some questions for you.
Oh, perfect, perfect. And you see them kind of like they reach into their bag and pull out like another blank. Like they pull out a few pieces of paper that are blank. Perfect, perfect. Maybe we can exchange some knowledge. I'm Kawa. I'm one of the reporters around here. Oh, I hope. Wait, are you from out of town? I'd love to hear your story.
Unfortunately, there's not going to be any storytelling or sharing in this particular case. We're searching for the individual responsible for all the corruption, so anything we know, we're not willing to share at this moment in time.
Oh, I understand that. A reporter's got to keep a secret. I haven't seen reporters go around in a whole group before. You
We're
guys
not
must be.
reporters, we're investigators. We're the Digi Squad.
Oh, Oh, I think I heard about that from the town. Are you guys from the town? I
Yes.
think Kenzo. Oh, it's so nice to meet you all. I'm so glad the town's finally getting some help. I've been trying to get help from the town for a while now. All this stuff going on. I'm so glad to see you all. I'm so glad the town sent someone to help us.
Well, we're glad to help, so hopefully you'll answer all our questions for us today.
Certainly, but as a reporter, I probably have some questions of myself, but I'll let you guys ask first. I'm trying to help the town too.
Well, first question is that somebody that was like you was seen at the lake a few minutes ago. Do you know anything about their whereabouts or anybody that might be like you in town?
You gotta think. Well, I've been reporting on this town for a while now, and I haven't seen anyone like me. I'm trying to think, you see him kind of like tapping their claw on the table a little bit. No, nothing that would be mistaken for me. Maybe in a distance, a lot of things look alike, but no other Gamamon that I know around here. I come up from the north.
Okay, where were you about? How long ago were we at the lake, guys? I forget. Like 2
We were
hours?
there like maybe like an hour and a half at this point because we hustled.
Where were you about an hour and a half ago?
About an hour and a half ago, I've been here. Well, I did go to the Guardian Hall a little bit. I heard there was some more damage from one of the statues in there, so I wanted to see what was going on. I've been away from the town a little few days, so I haven't been back in town in a while. I wanted to see what kind of damage has been done.
Okay, and that was an hour and a half ago you were there?
Yeah, about an hour and a half ago. I came back into town this morning, and I've been trying to look around the town. I've been trying to take reports for all the damages. It looks like the shell shack guy lost his shell while I was gone, and they kind of go through some of the damages. Oh yeah, and outside of town there is this, and they kind of flip through their notes. There's this Palmon that lost their legs as well. They've been having real problems out at the farm patches out there.
Ah, so you just found out about this now?
At the farm patches, yeah. I haven't been outside. I've been spending a few days over at that water plant. I was told that there must be something going on over there. So after I got that tip from someone, I went to go check it out. I just
Who'd you
got
get the
back
tip
this
from?
morning. They kind of look. It said it was an anonymous tip. Someone slid a note under my door and said, "Go check out the water tower or the water plant." I figured it was somebody not wanting to be involved, or if I got their name, then they might be afraid they might be exposed. But someone put a note on my door and mentioned that as a reporter, it's my duty to go check it out. So I did.
Where were you staying when this note came underneath your door?
I've been staying here at the Ice Inn.
Go ahead, Kotora. I think you were going to say something.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Koto.
Yeah, I was about to ask. do you have that note with you by any chance?
They kind of pull out the they kind of say, I think so, yeah, considering it's part of the investigation. They pull out a note from their bag and kind of put it on the table. See, it says here the water must have, and they kind of start to try to read it out. It says that the rain clouds must have come from an old water filtration plant over in the east. I wasn't familiar with it before I came to town. It must have been really old and long ago. But I'm really brave, so they said that it's my duty to go check it out over there. They said it's probably something involving that, so I went out and checked out there.
Did you tell anyone that you were going out there first?
I mean, they kind of look around a little bit. As a reporter, I mostly tell people after I figure out things, not before.
Riv is gonna look over at everyone else and give
A look about that.
Hey, Haboku. Haboku.
What?
I'm going to hold
Haboku's
the
gonna
note over to
look at the
Haboku.
table.
Smell this for me, please.
Haboku will smell it. Does he identify the scent at all?
There is clear writing on it with the ink. You can kind of see it. It's still the ink is still very, very legible. However, the scent seems to be mostly washed over by the smell of the Gamamon. Since it's been in their bag and possession for a few days now, you'd imagine that there is not much. The scent has basically been completely overpowered by the person holding it for the few days.
Okay, so Kotora does want to ask something. Would you mind if I see the note myself?
Yeah, we're all in this together. Though I will ask if we find any information. I do want to be the first to report on it. This is the biggest scoop I've ever had in my life. And they hand you the note.
Yeah, and the first thing that Kotora is going to see if the handwriting is the same or similar to the note that he saw on Reguri's body.
You do have the note from Magiri's body. I'd assume that you definitely keep that due to evidence.
Yes, definitely.
I'd say you pull out the note, and you look at the writing that was on the note, and the writing seems to be similar enough. The hand style itself seems to be very similar. It even has a little curvy tail at some of the ends of the letters that is you kind of piece two and two. It's not too much to go completely off of. You're not exactly a trained analyst when it comes to writing, but it looks very similar in writing.
Yeah, Kotora is quickly putting the note of Reguri's dead back inside his bag and just nodding, and he's basically looking at Rip for a moment and nodded at him.
Guys, I think I have some ideas that we might want to try in a second, but anyone else want to ask him things?
Who is this guy?
Haboku says, now realizing the Gamamon's there.
Oh, I'm Kawa. It's a pleasure meeting you. I'm one of the new reporters in town. I came when I heard there was so much going on here. I figured it'd be a biggest scoop.
Arcus has a question in chat.
Let me see what's going on. Oh yeah, go ahead and do an appraisal. Okay. As you look, the material itself seems to be of similar material. It actually seems to be of that same parchment that you guys are familiar with. It's kind of that new, I imagine it's kind of like the fancier paper of the world, as more so it is very resistant to wear and tear. Whatever this paper is, it definitely does not want to be scratched or anything. It seems like it's very, very durable paper. Not something that you would just casually write on, but something that you would want to keep more so.
Is it the same kind of parchment that we saw back in Kenso? I remember we talked something about that.
Yeah, it's a it's the same paper that you would see in Kenzo as well.
Hey, guys.
Yes, Arcus?
This isn't normal scratch paper.
Kotora nods and blinks. blinks and nods, and and now I have a question on, on whether the note on Ragiri's dead body was of the same what you call it, the same material.
Material.
Mhm.
I would say yes, Haboku. You can probably try tracking the Gamemon scent, though it would require you leaving the inn to do that, obviously. Like, you could backtrack where they say they've been to see if their scent is lingering in that area. You would just have to leave the inn to corroborate that.
Yeah, someone would. A few of the party would have to come with him.
Yeah. I would say yes, that is 100% a
Asher will
possibility.
happily go with.
Oh no, who let the dogs out?
I will say, would you like to go? Are you going to go now, or do you want to wait till after everyone finishes up with the Gamemon? You can do either, because you
Wait.
might want to you might want to have them kind of hold on to the Gamemon while you check. So it's either way.
Okay, well, first someone has to tell.
Yeah.
Probably have to get a full idea of what he's been doing. But yeah, probably while the party has him held up.
Yeah, I know at one point he did give like a description of like what he'd been doing recently.
Yeah.
So
He went to the Guardian. He did say he went to the Guardians area.
yeah, the museum.
Yeah. So if Haboku and Asher want to slip by to go check up on that what we're still discussing with the Gamon, that is actually very valid. It's actually a great idea. As long as long as just not, as long as you guys are not alone.
I don't know. Asher and Haboku together are probably a bigger problem than whenever they'll run into. I say this with all the love in the world as their father.
Uh huh.
Look, I raised you. I know what you are, okay, kid? It's partially my fault, if not completely, to be quite frank, but
You do see Asher and Haboku slip out of the inn for a bit. It's not too far of a walk. I'm assuming you guys are still talking, but it's not too far of a walk. Asher and Haboku, as you both, especially both being the more scent-oriented of the group, you do make your way, and as you're following the more stronger scent, you are able to kind of pick it up around the Hall of the Heroes, or the Hall of the Guardians. As you make your way towards there, the trail is faint enough in the air, as not too many people are traveling around there, especially with all the glitch stuff happening in the Guardian Hall. The scent is clearly, it is there. There is enough of a presence to say that the Garamon has been there.
Okay. He said he was here. Where to now?
Well, can you track down where it goes from here?
Can Haboku do that, Azerta?
You can try. Give me that perception check.
You mean investigation?
Well, it's typically consider like scent tracking also part of perception, but you can do investigation as well if you want.
It's the same roll either way, so.
Yeah. Perception, scent is also like smelling is also a perception for me as well.
Scent is a valid perception thing. It was just more of a,
Yeah. With a 1, the air does seem to dissipate without any clear like direction. It's a little bit hard to follow. It does end up going back to the inn as well, but you're not really too sure if it's just because they went there first or they went there after. But it doesn't really seem to diverge too much. It does kind of go up and down a little bit, as if they were kind of asking. So the smell of the Gamamon itself is present at the front of the inn. It kind of lingers there a little bit, as you'd probably imagine that they were probably talking to people outside, but the scent eventually does kind of trail off to the east a little bit, as you kind of smell between the buildings. There's a very, very faint smell between the buildings of the Gamamon, as you'd imagine that's probably where they came in from the east. but it quickly dissipates past the building.
Hang on. Technically, I still have one more boost dice, correct?
You should still have boost dice, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try
Correct.
another high body AP dice then. Well, it's a 2 now.
It is a 2, and you do the smell does seem to be coming from the east, which is from the direction, though as you all kind of smelling well, it seems to be coming from more so the road, as if they took the road, not just the wide open area. But it does seem like the trail follows over to the east of the town.
And that and
Okay.
that's and out of character question, is that where we left from the whatchamacallit?
Yeah, you
From-
left east of the town to get to the water area and
Yeah.
all the plant, and that's where the scent is slowly kind of fading off into the distance. It does smell more faded, though. I will say it does smell more faded. Not something that was you'd imagine if someone was running, they would probably be either sweating and having a bigger scent, but it seems to be more of a faded scent going to the east.
Okay.
And they would they be able to smell it around the tunnel? Oh, the secret tunnel. Oh, leading
If you
from
want to
the
go
plant.
all the, you remember as you do kind of have a small like scent bank. You don't recall the scent inside the tunnel in any capacity, though whether it was overpowered or not from everything else that was in the bag, you don't remember, and you don't pick up that you don't kind of have that scent familiarity with it at all.
Yeah, I'm just saying, and from where they exited, would he
Yeah.
have smelled it around down there?
Nope, you don't seem to smell it around there at all.
I don't think he was here. I don't think he was who we were following.
I kind of had the feeling. I think we should go back to that first inn. It really doesn't sit well with me. What? As far as I'm aware, it's just...
It's just them.
Yeah, it's just them.
Oh.
You're good.
Yeah.
They're together.
Yeah, unless you went with them, you're still with the others, just interviewing the Gabamon.
Oh, I stepped away for a minute. My bad.
No worries.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, the two of them went off on the earth to investigate the scent because they're the doggos.
Got it.
Not a bad idea, honestly. Okay, yeah, you guys can keep going with that if you want.
Okay. Haboku will not add, and they will make their way back to the flaming main.
Everyone is interviewing the Gamamon at the Ice on the Rocks, not the Flaming Mane, just to be clear.
Oh yeah, but Asher did said that he wanted to go back to the Flaming Mane to, I don't know, investigate some more.
I just want to make sure that's where you actually wanted to go and it wasn't a miss.
No,
But,
the flaming mane.
Okay.
Asher very much does not trust that innkeeper.
Okay, you can go ahead and head on back there. Give me just like 2 seconds real fast. I just want to grab something. Oh, well. Okay, so let's continue. I'll continue with Asher and Haboku in just 1 second. I just want to see if anyone else has anything with the Gamamon, since some time would have passed between you guys going all the way out there and back.
I got nothing important to ask right now.
Well, I could ask. Well, we were told at some point by Regir that you well, and you yourself, that you went to investigate the lake Did you find out anything important over there?
Well, like, what else? One second.
Anything important or interesting?
Okay, sorry about that. Was just slipping away a second. As they kind of say, "Oh yeah, well, I went to the water plant. It turns out someone left the south side open. I saw the lock in the north, and I'm not really good breaking open locks. I probably should learn that as an investigator or reporter. But I went in the south side where there was an open entrance. I looked around, and there seemed to be some papers around. It seemed to mention something about the place closing down." It kind of looks. I didn't see anyone inside of there. It was pretty scary inside.
Question: when Kotora and Regiri were investigating there, or that Kotora went in there, was the place also was the place also like not locked?
Yes, you also didn't go. The south side didn't appear to have any locks to it,
Mhm.
or the locks were already gone when you got there.
Yeah. Okay, that actually tracks. I actually went there myself and actually saw those things myself.
Oh yeah, did you see those big old vats in there? They were real scary. Those big old giant like vats. They must have been that water must have been sitting there for so long. It was kind of
Indeed.
sickening to look at myself.
Indeed.
Yeah, I explained the whole place, and outside of a few newspapers here and there mentioning about the place closing, it looks like it was just packed up and gone. I tried to figure out more information about it. I figured that might be a good lead, but that seems more like the history than the present.
Something that happened 3 years ago, if I remember correctly from what the newspaper said, right?
Yeah, something about 3 years ago. They mentioned about the plant closing, and I tried to find more information about it, but there wasn't really much to say, and there wasn't really much to find information in there. The whole place was deserted, not a soul in there.
I was just about to ask if you had found any information regarding that, because yeah, the newspaper didn't say anything else. It was just that the plant had closed down because the town was now getting their water from Kemso, but I'd not found anything else regarding that deal.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere in the paper that the place closed down due to the machines being. I think I read somewhere in that, and they kind of. I think something about the place being unsafe to work at or something.
Oh, any details regarding that?
They kind of like. I didn't pay too much attention to it. I grabbed one of the newspapers just for safekeeping, and I stuffed it in my bag. I'll have to show you later. I have the bag up in my room, though. At least the newspaper. I was mostly doing interview work down here.
Okay. I'd actually like to see that because I'm interested to know more about that whole deal since, well, maybe if it was closed down because somebody is unsafe, and we were thinking that somebody has been using the fact that thing has closed down to use it for the acid rain that has been well, the corrupted rain that has been attacking the town.
Yeah, maybe all that rain just got so stale in those big old vats that they started having some kind of pollution or something. I don't know, but that was one foul place, I'll tell you.
I see.
I spent a few days out there. There's a really beautiful shack out there. Keeps nice from all the weather. I even got, and they kind of pull out. I even got a few of the meals from town to bring out there.
Wait, which shack?
There's like a little shack on the other side of the water where the treatment plant is. I kind of stayed in there. I kind of felt bad, but I figured if no one else is going to stay there, then at least it'd be better than trying to find other kind of shelter.
You stay in that place. How long were you in there?
I think I left town about 5 days ago, so I've been out there for about 4 nights. Just came back this morning.
And how and what can you describe me how this did you describe me how the place looked to you when you left it there? If you
It
can
was a
remember.
little.
It was a little run down when I got there. I just kind of set up my bedroll and just kind of slept there a few nights. I didn't spend very long in there. I did write a few notes and everything, but I packed up everything. I tried to leave it how I left. I tried to leave it how I found it, but I think I may have left some trash there. I felt kind of bad about it, but I didn't end up thinking about it too much.
Okay, I want to I want to ask out of character since Kotora investigated that place pretty well. How was it looking when he looked at it?
It seemed pretty similar to their descriptions. A little bit run down. Clearly, it was a place that used to be places where someone would sleep more regularly. Maybe some people who worked there or visitors there, but it seemed to be in the same disrepair that he described it, or she described it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to corroborate with what you found.
Hmm. So it was it. So you left there this morning.
Yeah, I figured I got everything I could find around there. I left real early in the morning, though. I don't like being out too much in midday. You lose half your day. I wanted to see if there was anything in town I could find. I left
Ar-
real early, though.
At around that time, at around what time did you left?
Well, I went up.
Like how long ago?
They think, well, I didn't go straight to town. I went to, and they kind of say, about early in the morning, about 5-ish hours ago, I went up north to go check out the farms. I wanted to go see if there was anything there that they might be able to tell me. Since they're right by, since some of the farms are by the water plant, I wanted to see if they had any weird stories about water being all creepy like. So I went up north first and spent some time at the farms. That's how I found out about that Palmon. And after I found all the information with them, I came back to town.
Hmm.
The Palmons were real nice, though. I did kind of help them on the field a little bit. With one of them having missing legs and all that, I wanted to go and help them with around the field. And they kind of rant a little bit about how they come of the farm chores that they helped the Palmon with this morning.
Kotora rubs his chin and nods. Okay, that's fair enough. I was just asking because I suppose, well, actually out of character. Do you guys think it's a good idea to tell this Gamamon that I was there a few hours ago myself?
I mean,
Say,
that's
you
kind
already
of up to
did
you.
say that we were
Yeah.
at the plant, didn't we? Well, didn't you, Home?
No, I don't think we've mentioned that yet.
You've been trying to keep information from them while also asking them questions.
Yeah.
We've been doing that pretty well so far,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah. So I was so I was asking out of character if it'd be a good idea for me to mention that or not.
What would Kotora do?
I don't see any immediate problem with that unless everyone else in the party does.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
No opinion.
Then again, Haboku is one of the people who's not there, so
Yeah, I would say do what Kotora does. Do what you feel's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kotora is going to rub his chin. Hmm. Okay. If we went to talk to this Palmon, would this Palmon be able to tell us that you were there with them?
Oh yeah, she was real lovely. There was a few other farmers of them around there that kind of helped to keep track of or to keep tending to some of their farm. She was so grateful. I just felt like helping too. Well, I also kind of was interviewing some of them while we were working out in the field. I wanted to at least stop by and help a little bit. But yeah, she was out there. I felt so bad for her, and the other farmers kind of helped her too. So they're real nice out there.
Hmm. Was any of these farmers some of them from the Mushroom Family, or were those not involved?
I don't think they mentioned they were there, and she kind of thinks. Let's see. There was the Palmon, and she kind of thinks. she is trying to think of some of the people. I actually have their names. 1 second. Yeah, well, there was a Palmon named Sue, there was the Floramon named Hannah, and there was the Sunflowerman named Awari. They grow small hops and they grow hops and stuff for the town, hops and other sort of grapes and all that stuff. They kind of help produce the town with the alcohol needed for the inn. They
I
even let me
see.
taste some of it.
I see. Um, have you visited any of the other farms by any chance?
I don't think I have been. After I got into town, I checked out the Shellmon Shack, and I checked out a few other places, but I haven't been anywhere south of the town. I think they mentioned about some other farmland out there, but I haven't been out that way myself.
How was okay? How was the Shagman Shell when you visited it?
I think I think he was real scared about maybe some of the stuff happening to him, but he seemed perfectly fine. But when I got back to town, I heard that his shell was gone. It was real sad. People don't seem to be treating him the same after that.
Yeah, okay, out of character question, but I I think we discussed with the shaman when his shell was stolen, didn't we?
Yeah, it was about 5-ish days ago. It's about lining up with whenever they met them, so it would be about that same time.
Okay. Huh. Okay, this. Hmm. Yeah, this information does line up.
I'll go and say, Asher, what do you think? Asher and Haboku, what are you guys doing? You're going to the Flaming Mane, but how are you going there? You're going through the entrance, you're gonna go through the front of the door, the bar, you talking to the barkeep.
Sorry, I'm away for just a moment. Be right back shortly.
Oh, you're good. I will go back to Kotora 1 second then. Is there anything else any Viv or Jace, Arcus, Kotora?
At least not with this guy.
Agreed. I don't have much for this guy.
Yeah, Kotora was just trying to get some information of where this guy has been, and thus far, most of the stuff that he has been saying has been lining up correctly. The only thing that Kotora can think of at the moment is that we may want to check on the Palmers to see if they indeed the Gammon was with them, but that's something that we'll have to do later. Hmm.
Hey, did the Palmon say how they lost their legs?
They kind of look. Well, they kind of looks. They said it happened. Well, actually, quite a bit ago. They said it happened like a week ago. I've never been out there myself, but they said it happened about a week ago. They said they were just kind of out in the field one day, and it was like something was itching at their legs, and they looked down and their legs just started to kind of almost crackle a little bit, like, and next thing they know, they were on the ground.
Did she say how it happened exactly? And when did it begin?
She said it happened about a week ago. It took a little bit for all the other people to come around and help them, but they said that it happened about a week ago. They said it must have happened from some of the water. They were out tending to their crops after all the rain stuff happened. They said they must have stepped in a bad puddle or something and didn't remember it, and it must have gone to their legs.
Was a week ago around when the harvest festival was happening?
The Harvest Festival was actually earlier to the beginning of the 2 weeks, so it happened shortly after. So there's about a 3-day time span from whenever the Harvest Festival happened to then.
Okay, so this happened this happened before the Harvest Festival or
Yep.
after? Okay. Okay.
I was like after, a little bit after. It happened a little bit
Yeah.
after the Harvest Festival.
Okay. Hmm. Do you? I wonder if that Palmon was at the Harvest Festival, because you see, we actually met some farmers who his son lost his arms similar to how that Palmon lost her legs, and it was happened shortly after the festival.
Oh man, that's so. Oh, I have to pay him a visit. They might know more information about this glitch stuff. I might be able to help him get their stuff back too if I'm able to figure out what's going on.
That's what we're trying to do ourselves. We may need to go and ask that Palman about the stuff surrounding her loss of limbs.
If you
I am back, by the way.
We'll get to Arcus and then Asher.
Yeah.
What's up, Arcus?
Was this the first time you met this Palmon?
Oh yeah, I didn't even and they kind of pick up. Yeah, I didn't even know that they were out there. I think I've heard the innkeepers talk a little about some farms that they get their supplies from, but that was the first time I ever saw them. It was such a shame. If I would have known, I would have gone out there earlier and helped.
That's actually a great question to have to ask Arcus. I am noting this down for when we meet the Palmon.
Also, Asher and Haboku, what are you guys doing? Like I said, I mentioned you're going to the Flaming Mane. Yeah, tell me about that.
There's definitely something fishy going on. Something's off. I don't know if the innkeeper here is at fault, but somebody cleared out that room. It's possible that it was Rajiri. It's possible that he is involved in all, or was involved in all of this, and just got backstabbed or something. I don't know. But I don't trust that innkeeper.
Haboku will sniff the air before just covering hang his snout a bit. I don't like how the smell permeates the entire area.
Which is rather convenient for hiding up anything else that might be going on.
Yeah, gears have already started to turn in Haboku's mind. Slowly, but surely. 1 minute they're on a trail, and now they've hit a wall in the form of a very annoying obstacle. So now what?
Well, I mean, we could go try and investigate the innkeeper. Maybe try and get in and see what's in the back rooms, or maybe in the basement. I saw that some of the innkeepers have a secret hideaway. It's possible this one does too, that they're hiding stuff in.
Oh, like the tunnel we just went through?
Kind of.
Okay, hey, how do we get into it?
Asher's kind of looking at the front of the inn. Well, trying to get too many people in, definitely not a good idea. Maybe you could create a distraction upstairs? Wait, no. We should at least have both of us together. Uh, I guess we should probably go back with the others and at least try to get Arcus and Jace. They could probably help.
Okay. Haboku will look around momentarily. Oh wait, it was that way. No, it was that way.
Oh no, both of these dudes had bad sense of direction, I think.
No, Asher knows where he's going.
Fair.
I'll say with the familiarity in town, you would be able to get to the ice shack pretty easily.
Asher's gonna go to the, Wait, the ice shack? I thought it was ice on the rocks.
Ice on the rocks. My bad. Ice on the rocks. Thank you. With Kota, the innkeeper.
Asher's gonna go in and try and get Arcus and Jace's attention.
You see them pretty in-depth in conversation, but they seem to all be... It's more of a resolution of conversation at this point. You see everyone kind of like thinking to themselves at the table. You see the Gimund themselves writing on their little notepad as they're trying to write down all the information that they've gathered as well.
Arcus! Jace!
Just glance over, get up, and be like, all right, bud, what's up?
Outside.
Okay.
You too, Arcus. Need your help.
What about Kotora and Riv?
They're in the middle of discussing stuff.
And then Kotora is going to say, and then when Asher said that, Kotora is going to say, "Okay, I don't think we have anything else to say. I should."
They were wrapping up a conversation.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for the information.
They will also start asking you questions in return,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well-
more so just trying to get your story as well.
See, they're busy. Come on.
Oh, and when you got to town, what was the town like? And did you see any buildings, or was there any windows or stars that were missing? And they start asking you questions about the town.
Yeah, Rubes just go, sorry, but we're kind of in a rush because we're trying to figure out stuff. We could talk to you later, though.
Yeah, I'd be happy to give you any information that about the time when we get there, when we can talk again.
Perfect. My room's the first room up on the right. You just go one door down, and I'm the second door down on the right on the top floor.
Kotora gives a thumbs up.
Why do I just imagine Riv alt-tabbing?
Because he's been effectively mentally alt-tabbing and going through a bunch of stuff this entire time.
I assume by top floor, I mean topmost floor that hasn't been.
Yeah, it's the topmost floor. The most top floor you can get.
Asher
Okay.
is just sighing as he sees the other two coming as well.
The distrust.
Well, what up, Asher?
Well, I had a plan for the four of us, but now we've got two more that I don't have a plan for.
You can still tell us the plan, you know.
Well, I want to go investigate the Flaming Mane. I was thinking Arcus and Haboku run distraction, get the barkeep away from the from the bar and get people's attention on them, and then Jason and I can go into the basement and the back room and see whatever might be back there. I don't trust him.
You think he might be keeping something from us?
Somebody cleared out that room. He had a key, and he said that there were limited keys.
He was the only other one with the key.
And I do want to bring something up because Koa kind of admitted that he didn't tell anyone where he was going. But Ragiri, when we talked to him originally, knew where Kawa was. He didn't tell anyone before he left. Ragiri already knew.
So, more confirmation that Ragiri is probably bad. Or was bad.
Please don't burn Mitch's name until we can figure that out.
Well, the Yamamon, and we followed his scent across town, and it wasn't anywhere near the tunnel. He was everywhere he said he was, though. So, no, I don't think he was the person we were following.
And while we were discussing things with him, well, there is some confirmation. Things seem to line up with that. Then, so he might not be the one that we're looking for. So,
I'm more interested in that paper. That's not a normal paper, Arcus said, right?
yeah, it's in. Isn't this the same kind of paper the same kind of high quality paper that they use in Kenso?
Yeah.
So I guess we got an in to investigate.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
No, Asher's plan only requires 4 of us. What are we going to do with the other 2?
Well, you said that there was, I guess you 2 could be lookouts.
Kotora rubs the back of his head.
Riv, you're very good at talking. Kotora, you could be the lookout, and Riv, you could be the backup distraction. Give us time to get out if he comes back.
I think I could probably talk to the guy for a while.
Yeah, Kotora's just looking at
3 hours later.
Riv clearly not giving himself nearly enough credit on this. He's just like, okay, I think I could do that.
Kotora is nodding. He definitely can do that.
Okay, so we got a plan. I mean, the guy is the least damaged in town by quite a bit, it seems. It's got damage, but that's probably just to blend in.
He's profiting quite a bit too.
Yeah, you're actually not wrong. That seems pretty suspicious.
And he also seems to be the only one that hasn't had a glitch.
That is also true.
I suspected him from day one.
Yeah. Also, out of character question: did Jace told the rest of the party about the total for the Shackmon shell?
Asher saw it.
Yeah.
Jace was in it, but
yeah, I know.
No, Jace didn't because he was asked specifically not to, and he really doesn't want that guy's booze.
Yeah, and yeah, Jay. So Jay's So Jace knows Asher's follow him, and so the rest of the party is oblivious to the fact that that apparently the other innkeepers also have hidden compartments inside their inns.
Yes,
But
that's correct.
It just tell Haboku that actually.
Oh yeah, I think I should have told Haboku. So
Well,
now
yeah,
Haboku
but
is
Haboku's
one of the people.
Haboku is Asher's minion, so it's fine. Plus, Asher was not sworn to secrecy, so
Not his problem.
That poor Shellmon knows his secrets.
Asher didn't mention who.
That is fair.
Well, we have a plan. So, although I think we're coming up to end time, are we? Maybe it's a plan that will execute next week, or do we have time?
I would say I'll let you start what you're doing, just to see what's going to happen. We still have a little bit of time. I'll let you start just to see how successful things go, so we kind of know what to look into the next. If that's okay. If not, we can also pick this up, as you do have an actual plan. I'm good with either.
I mean, I could. I think we should save the whole thing for next time, just so we don't.
If we can't do it in one
interrupt
swing.
Yeah. Hashtag not my problem. Hashtag nor my minions.
Yeah.
I'll also admit I'm kind of tired and out of it.
It is the day. It is like the day, almost the day after Christmas. So it is the day after Christmas. My bad. I think we're actually good then. You guys have a plan. I'm really proud of you guys for investigating. I hope you all feel like you've been investigators properly. I feel like hopefully you feel like you've gotten clues properly.
Honestly, yes.
I spent most of this episode with my nose on the ground.
And not 6 feet under this time.
There are far worse places he could have stuck his nose, so it's good that it was on the ground.
It's almost the day after Christmas. Yes. Almost the day. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with how everything went today. I'm really glad you guys really impressed me today. I'll say that.
Ah, that's great. I look forward to I look forward to next week then. I'm actually kind of excited.
I was very excited for today, and I'm even more excited for the next time.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for Data Anomaly Hunter Scar. The heck? Oh, it's a washer.
Oh.
I paused the music and started hearing weird sounds and was like, what the... Anyways, thank you for joining. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to help out the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, commissioning one of the artists that I manage for, or by coming by and hanging out. But for now, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Later, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.